Hi, Carol. Thank you for calling.
Yep.
The premise of the show is this high concept sci-fi series, but it's also so grounded in the real world and its emotional subtext. So what was your reaction to the story and how it unfolds over the course of the season?
You know, I was really, when I read the pilot, because I got 2 episodes when I auditioned for the show, and then when I tested for the show, I got 2 episodes, and I was taking on a ride where I was just blown away by his vision of this big idea that he created of what it means, what is human nature, what is happiness, what is contentment. And I was really excited because it was so original, and he's such a master of his craft. Vince is such a master of his craft, and his writing has so many nuances and has so much humor. And this show, it's genre bending, it's mysterious, it's constantly shifting and in all these different turns. I was really blown away by the world that he created because it's so different than anything I've ever seen. And it's so different than anything he's made.
Right.
You know?
I was curious. Yeah. I think people are really curious kind of what this new point in his mind is going to be.
Yes. It's really, I mean, he wrote it, 8-9 years ago, and it's just, he has such a brilliant mind. Whenever I ask him, like, how did you come up with this? Like, how did you even, like, how do you do it? And his answer is, yeah, just do it. He just writes, and he just comes out, and he's just brilliant. He's ahead of his time in his ideas, and it's just, he's truly one of a kind. He's one of a kind. He's one of the greats.
And then also I have to talk about Rhea. She's so amazing.
Rhea she's phenomenal. She's incredible.
And, Zosha is sort of assigned as Carol's chaperone, despite Carol's kind of resistance to be involved in any of the ongoings of this new consciousness. How did you guys navigate that tricky dynamic, and what can you tease about how it develops over the course of the season?
Well, it was interesting to, I think at first it was, I would talk to Vince. I mean, I had so many questions when I read the script too, right? About this new world and like, wait, how is this? How can, wait, what? And it's just because you're constantly going to ask questions, right? It starts a conversation of what would it be like to live in a world that it's a collective mind? What would that be like? Where people communicate telepathically, where people, when one person can do anything and everything. And so having these conversations and finding the nuances of how these people are in this world, and scene to scene, we would work on what is the relationship of how Carol, Rhea's character, Carol, impacts Zosha. And the challenges were not mirroring her feelings. If she was screaming at me, I couldn't react to it. I couldn't hold space for her. And finding those moments where it wasn't a caricature of being happy, but being grounded in truth, of being content and having that live in my body, and being comfortable in my body, and allowing her to have her journey, and me constantly holding space for her feelings, and knowing that if she gets the opportunity to be part of us, she would know how good it is, just how good it feels. And just constantly playing with that in my mind and allowing her to just have her experience. So it was fun. It was like, but it's all thanks to Vince. Vince would guide me and help me and push me in moments. And there's a lot of humor in it.
Yes,
because of the dynamic, because of just where they both are and their opposite ideas and their beliefs are.
Yeah, I think that was the most surprising thing, was the humor. I loved it.
Right? There's a lot of humor. It's pretty, but that's Vince Gilligan. I feel like that's what I ask him. I'm like, how do you do it where there's moments you're like, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but it's so funny, you know? And he's just brilliant. He's just truly brilliant.